And let's be honest, most of these kids are not fully
I don't think
maturing.
they're gonna mature to this at
But
any point.
this is what I'm saying, right? I take it back to what I said earlier. When we were younger, we understood that to be an adult was to work more, was to have more responsibility, and was to have less fun. But let's be honest, and yes, I will take a page out of your book. When these kids look at social media, the 40, 50-year-old men are in the club popping bottles 7 days a week. So the truth
You
is,
said it.
these young boys, their idea of maturity is to now have the means to have fun 7 days a week. But Gen Z is also the first generation in a long time that their IQ is lower than their parents.
And they feel like what they're doing is the best thing. Because my daughter was talking about it like, yeah, I think for myself. We're happy that we think for ourselves, and we don't follow anybody, and we do what we want. And I'm just like,
It's the
yo, what?
we all think that way when we were like
world. Right, we
Not,
did.
Is
not, not necessarily. Not necessarily, because I'll tell you the difference between us and them, right? We still had a thirst for knowledge of things that were outside of our realm. Gen Z does not have any desire to learn anything that doesn't have anything to do with them or their era.
Yeah.
But it's the truth. You can ask
I
them.
can see that. I can see that. My family.
Most
No,
of-
I'm not trying to combat that. I'm just saying maybe with different, because for example, my sister, you have your daughter does music. Her music is amazing. Like
Yeah.
she seems very intelligent. Like
She's very
my
talented.
sister is always exploring. My sister reads more than I ever did in my life. My sister is always curious about anything. Like it's crazy to me how more thirsty
Like she
this
wants to
generation
learn.
is outside. Like they're trying to do things that we didn't have access to a lot of things. So
That's
now
true.
they're trying to do camera equipment. They're trying to become things that we never thought we could even become. We thought we was just gonna go to school, get a little degree, maybe play a little sport. But now they're trying to do a plethora of things that we never even imagined
Let's-
doing.
let's-
So I feel as though their thirst for knowledge is coming from, again, I hate to keep saying this word, but social media. They're seeing a bunch of people trying new things, doing new things, becoming successful in many different categories. And it's making them be like, I'm going to get my life together and I'm going to be, like, I remember I used to say I was going to be a millionaire by the time I was 30. Didn't happen. But I feel as though a lot of younger people have that opportunity
Ability.
more than we did because they have all of this knowledge that we didn't, all of this information that we didn't have.
This is also the generation where you can't send someone a paragraph or you can't comment a paragraph
'Cause they
they're
won't
like,
read
I'm
it.
not reading.
They
all
don't
of
have
that.
the attention
They don't
span.
read. The truth is,
No,
they,
that's a
they
fact.
don't have
That's
the
a
attention,
fact.
and they don't read.
That's
That
a
is the
fact.
honest to God truth. This is the microwave era. Yes, they all want to be rich,
And
but
they
think
all
it's gonna come
abbreviate
from
everything.
Rap, social media.
They abbreviate everything.
I don't have
All the
that
text is
experience. I just know
abbreviations.
it's
on my nerves.
All the text is abbreviations. Both my daughters do it, and I'd be like, "What does this even mean?" Like,
I'm like, what
So
is
I'm
this?
so glad that I
And some
am,
of the
actually
abbreviations be
am
dumb,
a
too.
great, I'm a
Yeah.
great big sister.
Yeah. No, be
I'm
proud
a
of
great
your
big
sister.
because my sister has been under my wing forever, and she always says to me like, whatever, it doesn't matter. But even when she's in her relationships, yeah, I'm that girl. So even when she's in her relationships, my sister is always very emotional. She's a Pisces like you.
Pisces.
And I'm not even supposed to say that. Lord forgive me. But she's a very emotional feeling individual, and I thought that's what I thought that's what the youth was. Like my sister made me feel the complete opposite of what
she's
you
just a
guys experienced.
Pisces.
Maybe that's what it is. I don't know, but like I don't know. I didn't get that from her. I just saw someone who like.
Do you think any of that, any of your influence is affecting your daughter? Meaning, like, I'm sure you told your daughter not to have children young, right?
Yes, which
So-
she's 19, so she hasn't had a baby yet.
Yeah, but I'm saying, so
that's an
she
accomplishment.
understands.
For sure, I had my daughter when I was 16, so
My
She's
daughter's
taking that
22. No
completely
kids
off
too.
the
Right.
like radar. So
Absolutely.
we're not.
Yeah.
We know that boys create that.
Parents, yeah.
Yeah.
So let's experience everything first and like live our life.
yes,
first.
for sure. So I'm not knocking it, right? Because it is my child, and I want her to not be boy crazy or not fall into that like I did, at such a young age. Because since I was like 12, I was boy crazy, and I was always like in a relationship. So I appreciate that she's the complete opposite of me. But at the same time, I'm like, damn, like, is that gonna continue to even when she gets older? Like, cause she's really like, she's told me like, I'm not sure if I ever want to have kids. And I'm like, what? Wait, hold up. like, hold up, wait, no, I want grandbabies.
Because it's all
But you know what?
about
But
how
you
hard
know-
it is to have kids.
but in her case,
And she's like, Mom,
if
you
it-
did
what
a
if
lot by
it's-
yourself. I seen how expensive
But
it
in
is
her
to have
case-
kids. Like,
in her case, what if it isn't about it being the new normal? What if that's just her?
Sure. Mhm.
yeah.
Or there might be smarter.
My
Yeah,
daughter's-
some people,
My
there's
daughter's
people
22.
are
She doesn't
allowed
have
to
any
do
children, thank the Lord. I think she wants kids. I think eventually. But look,
Again,
I think it's very important for us to communicate with our children, right?
Yes.
And I think there doesn't need to be a reason, right? I'll give you a perfect example. So when me and my daughter's mother broke up, my daughter saw me in one relationship up until she was 9, right? And when me and this young lady broke up, my daughter cried, right? And I took the time to sit my daughter down and I was like, hey, I need to speak to you, right? And I said, look, I understand that you saw me and your mother get together. You watched us break up. You saw me and this young lady get together, and now you're watching us break up. I need you to understand that this isn't normal. This isn't what it's supposed to be, right? You're supposed to meet someone, fall in love, get married, and spend the rest of your life together. I don't want you to watch my life and to
And follow
think
it.
that this is what it's supposed to be. This is just what's happening by circumstance.
Facts.
But this isn't what you should be striving for. This isn't what you should think is normal, right? And I think a lot of times we're not aware enough to take the time to realize our kids are always watching us.
They are.
They
These
are
kids are sponges,
always-
but don't you think that that's like a little bit of a fairy tale?
Yeah,
No.
it is.
No, it's not because on the same hand, you have to understand that I give my daughter the balance of it all, right? Just like I tell my daughter, I say, hey, I need you to understand that I don't want to set you up for failure, right? I don't want you to go out into the world thinking every man is going to be like me. I always have your best interest at heart.
Yeah.
The truth is, most men may not have your best interest at heart, right? So you need to guard yourself. But when you do run into the man that does love you the way that I do, I need you to respect and love him the way you love and
Can I
respect
say
me.
something? But that always isn't a smooth sailing experience as well. I
Okay.
mean, anytime you ask someone who's married, like it's not just find someone you love, get married, live happily ever after.
But my
Two.
thing is this: just because
Two,
the-
not
just,
two.
just
That's
because
Two people.
just because the world is going crazy, does that mean I need to start calling crazy sane?
No, but it's just the fact that,
But like that's my
life happens.
But that's my question. Yes, the world is changing, but when that change isn't for the better, you don't have to change with it. I am going to be the way that I am until the day I die. I don't care how the world changes because I know what's right, and I know. And let me not use right and wrong. Let me not use right. I know what
Is right for
I know.
you.
I know what my belief system is. Let's just leave it that way. It's not about right and wrong.
Yeah, because everybody has different beliefs.
It's not about right and wrong, but but I think a lot of times we're creating the environment that isn't conducive to the goal, and then saying that the goal just is never going to happen when we are creating the environment that isn't conducive for it to
But
thrive.
how
That's
difficult is it to be? For example, you give this advice to your child, but how difficult was it to even be that for yourself?
That's life.
That's what I
And-
just
and-
said.
and this is-
it's
and-
not even reality.
No, it
because
isn't.
the
No,
majority of us
it is
don't even
reality.
know.
Yeah, but
It
you
is
you
reality.
naturally always
It
want
is-
better
and
for
this
your
is- and
child.
this is-
Absolutely.
and-
But you can't make them like it's kind of like feeling like a failure when you don't
But see,
when you don't make that happen for yourself. Sometimes it's like a lot of people think that they're going to have a successful career if they get their degree, or if they're gonna be married by a certain time, or they're gonna have certain kids, and then guess what? You need in vitro.
Can I-
You
Let
me
can't
just
have
say one thing. Let me just say one
There's
thing.
always something in life.
But-
It's just not.
but my
normal.
question- but my
Life
question-
be lifing.
But
That's the
but
normal
that's
of
my
it.
question.
There's
What
nobody
is
any
what
of
is
us know.
what is with the people of today of always wanting to skip the hard part?
No, I didn't say
yes,
that.
yes, because guess what? Yes, it's going to be hard. Yes, it's not going to come easy.
It's gonna be
yes,
work.
in order to get love and to end up with someone for the rest of your life. Yes, there's going to be a million ups and
So then we
downs.
have a
Yes, there's going to be
misunderstanding.
struggles.
We have a
But that's
misunderstanding.
life.
I know,
think-
but I'm having a misunderstanding.
So what it is there's a saying that life humbles men
Mhm.
and time humbles women.